I know that you're a Christian, and I guess my kind of concerns is like Islamophobia.
Are you Muslim?
Yes, I am.
What is the best model for a Muslim country in your view?
I guess, like,
Do you enjoy not having to cover yourself in public?
yeah, I guess.
So that you don't like Islam very much then, because majority of Islamic countries would require you to have full garb in public.
That's not fair to say that.
You literally could not dress like this in the streets of Riyadh as a woman. This is way too provocative, way too much skin. You as a woman, you don't have freedom of speech, you can't run for public office, you can't own property. Islam is against Western values, it's incompatible with Western values, and we in the West actually think you should have the rights that you have right now to speak and to be able to show, the skin you show here and, be able to have a happy life.
I know that you're a Christian, and I guess my...
All right, so that's Charlie Kirk speaking from beyond the grave. And today we're going to be looking at the situation in Spain. Spain has essentially collapsed, okay? From what we're seeing, they essentially have... Their border has collapsed. We're going to look at Trump's comments this morning about the freedom haulers. And we're also going to see if we get to New York, but we're going to plant our flag with Spain because it is sad. Hickox, good to see you. And we have gardening is in the chat. We have Intergalactic Wrangler in the chat. And we have the lurkers. You guys who just watch and don't post anything. All right, so let's know your thoughts as we go through these stories. Now, we're gonna get started. I'm gonna just play a few of these. Like I saw this today, I was horrified. Guys, I'm an immigrant. I get it. People love the West. They want to come to the West, but this is not the way. Let's watch this.
Really wild video here. Chaos at the border of Spain's North African enclave in Morocco. This is a city called Ceuta. You're watching as thousands of migrants break through the fence and completely overwhelm the border police. Their video showing huge groups of people, mostly young military-age guys, cramming into inflatable tubes or arriving on shore another way, some of them wading in the water as they break through the gates to get to the other side. Sandra, this is reminiscent of kind of what we saw during the open border during the Biden administration through 2021, 2024, kind of similar to what we saw in Del Rio back in 2021. The socialist agenda, their platform literally says they want to abolish borders, abolish immigration enforcement, have complete freedom of movement. This is what it looks like in another country if they get what they want. Notice there is no resistance from the government whatsoever. These people are coming in without any obstruction. And if people don't know, Spain has a very left-wing government. Earlier this year, they did a big amnesty program for over 1 million illegal immigrants living in the country. They had 1.3 million illegal immigrants apply for that amnesty program between April and June. So that's what we call a pull factor, Sandra. They're looking for something like that. They know if they can just get their foot in the country, maybe someday that left-wing government will do another amnesty program. And you were just reading some of the wires. The locals want an emergency declaration. It sounds like
the ministry's saying no, they will not deploy military to the border.
Apparently they don't think this is an emergency. I mean, look at this. This is a total free-for-all.
It does feel like we are looking at a few years ago when you were reporting at the border here in the United States. This is happening right now. This story is breaking right now. And you're not just talking about hundreds, thousands of migrants are pouring over the borders as we speak.
Yeah, and again, I mean, just look here. Do you see any women or children? I mean, most people would call these folks so-called asylum seekers. These are all young guys just flooding into the country and overwhelming what, if any, border there is. It looks like there's just kind of a small barbed wire fence or something like that. But you can see the Spanish government is caught completely off guard here, and you have thousands of these men. I mean, it literally looks like you often hear the word invasion, but it literally looks like one here. Look at that. I mean, you see the border fence there. They're all just going around it. And again,
the head of Spain's civil guard is calling this absolute chaos. In a brand new interview, he said, quote, "It's not possible to give precise numbers, but there are thousands of migrants crossing right now." He added that the border has totally collapsed, quote unquote.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it. And for folks who don't know where this is a small Spanish city, autonomous in North Africa. It's actually in Morocco, but it does have Spanish autonomy. It's called Ceuta. So this isn't on the mainland of Spain, but these images, we've been looking at them on social media all morning. It's just stark to see that there is no resistance whatsoever. I mean, at least in Del Rio back in 2021, when those 20,000 Haitians were crossing the river, similar images to this, you had some border patrol there. You had Texas DPS there trying to stop them. Here in Spain, there is absolutely nothing stopping these folks from wading ashore and climbing the fences. And Sandra, I mean, look at that in the background. I mean, there are thousands upon thousands of these men just flooding the country.
This picture is reminiscent, or this video is reminiscent of what we saw for 4 years under Biden. But that isn't as bad as the government literally cracking open the border, helping people in, telling them to come, keep coming. All right, so this was the southern border under Joe Biden, a section of the border being ripped open to let more migrants come in. This was the United States. Okay, so thank God President Trump won. What would the border have looked like under Kamala Harris? I'm sure it could have looked like what we just saw.
Well, another thing that's worse about the American border, what most people don't know, is you actually had the Border Patrol out there putting those fences up. The National Guard was under orders to go out there and take it down. So as the Border Patrol is putting it up, the National Guard is taking it down.
Yeah. Gardening says no clothes, no food, no clothing. What do they eat? What do they wear? How do they take care of themselves? They don't. You do. So this is another angle from that video.
Yeah, no, Gardening Lynn had this perfectly characterized. This is an invasion of Spain. It's the exact same thing that happened here into the United States.
Sorry, the audio was quite loud.
It is no worries. But Gardening has stated it properly. This is an invasion of Spain. It's the exact same thing that happened to America. The only difference is America is 100 times larger than Spain. So with, what was it? They said 6,000 migrants roughly. This would overwhelm them to the point that it's going to hurt them.
What happened with the United States was way worse than this. It was way worse. Like you had millions.
I think the rough estimate for America was 20 million.
Jeez.
You got to think. With Spain, 6,000, America, 20 million. So.
Look. This isn't happening in my backyard. It's not. But watching this, I am genuinely afraid for the people in Spain. You told me that you found an interview by of one of the state officials, and maybe we'll get to play it and see what they said.
Oh, no, it wasn't for a state official. It was actually a talking podcast, and I'm actually going to look up what they was talking about. But it happened 5 months ago, and this correlates with what happened then.
Yeah.
So I'll look that up while you continue on.
Yeah. So you have this. Okay, so let's play some of these. Like there's all these videos. The invasion of Spain is unfolding right before our eyes. Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez's government policies are actively encouraging massive waves of migration from Africa into Spain. The Spanish territory of Ceuta, an enclave bordering Morocco near the Strait of Gibraltar, is completely overwhelmed. Migrants are flooding the borders and taking boats straight to the mainland. The governor of Ceuta has begged the national government to declare a state of emergency due to the surging numbers. They are seeing around 300 new arrivals every single day. To put that in perspective, that is a pace of over 100,000 migrants a year pouring through just this one single access point. This is absolute madness. I don't know what to say, guys.
News coverage of it.
Okay. Do you want to share your screen?
Sure, I could do that.
Yeah, so go ahead and share your screen. This situation, this situation is absolutely insane. All right, go.
So this was going off of that post that you had just read about the Spanish Prime Minister. Defense plans to regularize 500,000 undocumented migrants. Spain's Prime Minister has pushed back against critics on plans to regularize 500,000 undocumented migrants and asylum seekers.
Sorry, hold on. What that means is that they want to give mass amnesty. You know what the Democrats are trying to do with the illegal immigrants, illegal aliens in the United States, where they say they want to, give them a path to citizenship, to speedrun them through citizenship. That's what Spain. That's what they're talking about here, about regularizing them. Keep going.
Asserting that Spain is choosing the path of dignity, community, and justice. The 46. It gets worse. I skimmed through this. As soon as I found it, you're gonna laugh your tail off. The 46-second video, which features Pedro Sanchez speaking in English while subtitles in Spanish, was posted on social media at the weekend. Some say we've gone too far, that we're going against the current, he said. But I would like to ask you, when did you recognize rights becoming something radical? When did empathy become something exceptional? It came days after the socialist-led coalition. Gotta love that word right there, socialist.
Communist.
Yep. Socialist-led coalition government approved a decree that is said would regularize 500,000 people. The initiative, expected to come into effect in April, made headlines around the world for its rejection of the anti-immigration policies and rhetoric seen across much of Europe and the U.S. Let's see if
in other words, Trump. They have to bring Trump into this.
Well, no, I was trying to see. It doesn't look like it's stating it here, but he is the prime minister of Spain.
Yeah.
But he went against the parliament and implemented this anyways. He went over their heads.
Okay, so doesn't that sound like authoritarian? Doesn't that sound
exactly,
like a dictator?
Exactly what it sounds like. Yes.
So it's only authoritarian when the person goes through the democratic process to uphold the Constitution, but it's totally democratic when someone ignores the democratic process and implements these kinds of policies. Got it. This is what the DSA wants, by the way. Okay? We're watching the DSA, in its final form. We're watching the DSA in its final form. In real time, this is what they want. This is crazy, guys.
Yeah. This post doesn't actually say it, but I did catch that in the talk show that was just talking about this again. As you can see here, this is what they were talking about. This is 5 months old. The video I was watching was from 5 months ago. And they was pulling up documents stating that the prime minister was going over parliament and implementing it, whether anybody agreed with it or not, which means the 500 million Spaniards in Spain, in Europe, wherever, they had absolutely no say so. It was his word was law.
All right, so let's look at this. Just keep your screen shared. I'm just gonna hide it for a bit. So let me read this. Sorry. So let's read this. So this is a video. Spain is falling. A national emergency has broken out in the Spanish city. The floodgates have broken open and migrants are pouring into Spain. The socialist Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez is refusing to deploy the military to enforce the border.
Yeah, actually, one of the videos before we went live, I was skimming through. I was telling you I was seeing quite a bit, kind of like the ones you opened up with. So I did see military personnel out there, but they was just standing there, like they were told to just stand there and watch, not do anything.
Yeah, they're enforcing the border with empathy. That's how you enforce the border, with empathy. You let the criminals break through into the country, run past you, possibly go on to assault your daughters and murder your kids, and you're doing it with empathy, not like Trump is doing, kicking out the criminals. No, that's not what we want. We want people to see us enforce border control with kindness.
Voy a dar lectura al acuerdo adoptado en el día de hoy por la Junta de Portavoces, un acuerdo que ha sido adoptado por unanimidad de todos los portavoces. Dice así: la Junta de Portavoces, en reunión extraordinaria y urgente, celebrada en el día de hoy, 30 de julio de 2026, atendido el salto cualitativo que se ha producido en la persistente entrada masiva de migrantes en nuestra ciudad, agravado en las últimas horas por la entrada a pie, sorteando el espigón del Tarajal y de manera igualmente masiva, considera urgente e inaplazable la adopción por parte del Gobierno de la Nación de las siguientes medidas. 1. La declaración de emergencia nacional al amparo de lo previsto en la normativa sobre seguridad nacional. 2. El refuerzo de los cuerpos y fuerzas de seguridad del Estado y el despliegue del ejército para...
Excuse me, this is funny, okay? He's simply asking the government to do their job, to enforce laws that already exist, and he's reading it like it is like a demand letter.
But you have to demand the left, progressive, the socialist, the communist. You have to demand that from them, because if you don't, they're gonna create their own rules.
Garantizar la inviolabilidad de la frontera y la seguridad ciudadana. 3. El cierre de la mencionada frontera. Al mismo tiempo, queremos transmitir al conjunto de la ciudadanía serenidad y calma. No es la primera vez que Ceuta se ve en una situación límite como la actual, pero, como en las anteriores, también en este caso la sociedad ceutí volverá a dar y está dando un ejemplo de madurez, solidaridad y entereza. Juntos y unidos saldremos adelante.
Together we're going to move forward. Yeah. Okay, so I want to read this. Okay, so I was while we were prepping, I told Hickox about a book. I haven't read it because it's written in French. It's written by a French writer, and I just wanted to read the synopsis to you so that the synopsis would do justice to it. This is a prophetic book. It was written, I think, in the 60s or 70s, 1973. Okay, it's called The Camp of the Saints. The original, The Camp of the Saints is a 1973 dystopian novel by French author and explorer Jean Raspail. It is a highly controversial, whenever you hear the word controversial, it means that it's conservative and common sense take on the world. It is a highly controversial work that imagines a scenario of mass migration. This was in 1973. Mass migration overwhelming Western civilization. The title references a passage in the book of Revelation about the camp of the saints being attacked. Here's the plot synopsis. In the near future, a vast fleet of about 100 dilapidated ships carrying roughly 1 million impoverished migrants from the slums of Calcutta and the Ganges region in India, sets sail toward Europe. The journey begins after a humanitarian gesture. The Western countries offering to adopt Indian children spirals out of control when desperate crowds overwhelm consulates and seize vessels. A charismatic, grotesque figure known as the dung eater or turd eater, along with a deformed child he carries, helps rally the masses for this exodus. As the Armada slowly crosses the Indian Ocean and Mediterranean, the Western world, particularly France, reacts with paralysis, just like Spain is doing. Liberal elites, media, clergy, and politicians, gripped by guilt over colonialism and a commitment to humanitarian ideals, debate endlessly. The French Navy is sent to intercept but mutinies. Troops ordered to the southern coast to defend against the landing ultimately desert or refuse to fire on the starving arrivals. A last-minute presidential address calling for defense collapses into indecision. The story centers on a retired professor, Calgues, observing events from his hilltop villa on the French Riviera. On Easter Sunday, the ships run aground and hundreds of thousands pour ashore. A small group of resistors, including the professor, a journalist, a military colonel, and others, make a final stand in a remote village, defending what they see as Western culture and values. Meanwhile, the rest of society unravels. Institutions crumble, existing immigrants and local radicals join the newcomers. Violence erupts and cultural landmarks are overrun. The narrative expands globally. Similar invasions overwhelm other Western nations. In the end, Europe and the broader West fall. The novel closes with Switzerland as the last holdout on the brink of capitulation. This book was written in 1973. Okay, so I haven't read the book because it's written in French, but I heard about this book and I was like, this is literally happening today. This is literally happening today. Gardening says all that is lacking is handing them a weapon, and as soon as they cross over, so they could conquer faster. So that's happening. We've spent some time covering this story, okay? If you're watching, let's know your thoughts. Intergalactic Wrangler mentions that Russian refineries are burning. Also, wild berries in Russia burn, and Russia did attack Poland last night. Like, there's fires everywhere.
Yeah, apparently up there in Canada, we just sent our fire departments up there as well to help out battle that, so.
Oh boy.
Where the heck is it? As you was reading that, so I remembered there is a letter from George Washington about immigration and his concern on it, and I'm trying to find it, but it seems like the internet is trying to hide it from me at this moment.
Oh, you're going to find it eventually. This situation with Spain, I think somehow there's a part of me that feels like it's going to continue over the next few days. But let's see what happens. I mean, the European Union has sent a clear signal to the third world to say, look, we're open, come, and we'll make you comfortable. We're going to tax our own citizens to oblivion to make you comfortable. So keep coming.
Intergalactic. Yeah.
Says, camp them up, make them work, or join the military. Feed them, house them, clothe them, with no chance of citizenship. Make them not want to come.
That's racist.
Oh no, that's no. The word they're going to use is slavery. They said, oh, you want to make them slaves? You want to make them slaves? Gardening is an agreement. I'm in agreement. Nothing like there's no free lunch. There's no free lunch. I was having a conversation this afternoon while I was waiting on the person I went to meet earlier. Meanwhile, sorry guys that we started this late. I was called to meet an immigration expert, and I figured I'll take the opportunity to take a free consult. And I rushed out, so that's why we did this late. And while I was waiting, I was talking with another immigrant, and I said to them, one of the problems that immigrants, especially Black immigrants, have is that one, they fail to assimilate. Okay, one, you fail to assimilate. Two, when you show up, okay, you don't prove to the people you met, the natives, that you're there to help. You keep showing them that you're there to take. You're not there to help, and that's the biggest problem, because when you say make them work, you say, oh, you want to make them slaves? Intergalactic Wrangler says, not a slave. They can go home if they want. Of course, but they don't want to go home. Hey, Trump told the illegals, we're going to give you money to self-deport. What did TDSBC and DNN decide that meant? It meant Trump is racist. He wants America to be white. He wants African Americans to self-deport. Anyway.
No, you absolutely had it right. What I think of it is with all of these invasions going on, because that's what I'm going to classify it as.
Yeah.
You would have to think of it as the locust outbreak for farmers, right?
Yeah.
They literally hop from field to field to field, destroying as they go. They've already destroyed their country. They're not wanting to remake it. So what are they doing? They're fleeing to these countries that are 100 times better just to destroy it and then move on.
Yeah. Tony
They're going
is
to drain
in the
all
chat.
the resources dry.
Tony says, on advice of counsel, I invoke my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. While your country is burning, what
I'm sorry, that was
beautiful. This is literally happening in Spain. Literally.
Yeah, it's going on right now. I'm pretty sure if I look, I could probably find us a live feed.
Oh, well, just look. I'm sure there's going to be a live feed. My brothers and sisters in Christ, I don't understand this, how should I call it? Suicidal empathy. I saw a post by Gad Sad earlier. Hold on. Let me find this. Gad Sad. I'm going to play this it's a post. Let me find the post. Oh, this is a gem. This is a gem. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this. Okay, this is a post. As invader boats head off, the women aboard are attacked and left behind. This is never going to end. Our nation is being cramped with the world's worst savages. When the Titanic was sinking, all right, it was women and children. Put them in the lifeboats. But these people have zero compassion for women and children. These are the people that they say will enrich Western culture. The women are literally kicked off the lifeboat. The children are. Okay, so we saw a flood of military males flooding the beaches, and I asked the question earlier, where are the women and children? Well, we have our answer. Jeez. Like they literally left the woman in the water. Jeez. This is
right.
This is crazy. Right? And these are the people who are supposed to enrich the West.
Yeah,
They're
if you
supposed
would,
to
I share my
to
screen real quick, and I got something from NBC.
amazing. Okay, hold on. Let me bring up your screen.
So we just saw that they was kicking these women off the life raft, right?
Yeah.
This section right here, video footage showed crowds of people, mainly Moroccans, walking around the breakwaters of Tarahal Beach into local roads. While the majority appeared to be young men, there were also families and women and children. I don't know about you, but I didn't see none in that. I didn't
Well,
see not one.
let's take a second look because you know, they keep encouraging us not to don't believe your lying eyes. All right.
Yeah.
So let's see. Okay, let's get a better vantage point. Okay, like this is a good vantage point. Where are they? Oh, sorry. Do you know I forgot my screen wasn't shared? Sorry. Oh, I see a woman. I see a woman. Just one. So just the one. The one. It's like, where's Waldo?
Wait. I see one right there. That orange shirt right there next to the police officer. I can tell whenever, yeah, the chesticles, Sam.
Yeah. There's one. There's
hang on.
Wait a
minute. Back up. Did you not just see what that guy did?
Where's Waldo? Guys, help us in the chat. Where's Waldo? Oh, there's one here.
Hang on. Watch the girl in the orange. Play it real quick and then stop it. And look what happens.
Oops,
he has her by the back of the neck.
By the back of the neck.
That's absolutely, Lance.
They're coming to enrich our culture to show us how to treat women. Okay, there she is.
Yeah, you can see the hand right there on the back of the neck.
Right there on the back of the neck. It's let's see. Gardening says, are you assuming gender?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's only two.
Oh, jeez. Gardening says all of them are males, and you don't think they're not going to want women. Yes, that you know. Okay, no, it's YouTube.
Yeah, be careful.
I'm trying to be a good boy. I'm trying to be a good boy. But back in Nigeria, you know, with the migrants, the military-age migrants who run around the countryside with machine guns, there were rumors that because you don't have women, you know, traveling with them, there were rumors that the cows. I'll leave it there. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. The cows were traumatized. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so that is the situation with Spain. Now Trump made an announcement today. Let's just quickly pivot. Let's not linger. Intergalactic Wrangler says something. He said, would you be okay with a boat full of women? Of course. Women are non-threatening, except for the ones who want to be equal to men. So those are the ones who are threatening. But women usually are non-threatening. But, you know.
Well, I was going to add in something different in that. I mean, we got our passport bros. It would just save them time from going out of the country.
Very true. Gardening says, oops, sorry, I went there. I forgot the animals. Well, I completed that thought. And Intergalactic Wrangler says, poor cows. I will not complete that sentence, you guys. Okay? You guys can finish up the sentences in your heads. We complete each other's sentences, you know. So, you know, we have that connection. So let's not give YouTube another
hang on,
reason.
I gotta add one in there. I actually saw this a few years back where it was the American military over in like Afghanistan, and it said rescued Iraqi hostages or Afghani hostages, and it was soldiers herding a line of goats.
Oh, okay.
I didn't imply anything. I was just saying what the picture was.
Okay. Google AI. This was Call of Duty. This was Call of Duty soldiers rescuing, you know. let's because Google Gemini
It was
has
just
been
a picture.
it's a picture. All right, so let's talk about this real brief because this is connected to mass migration. Let's see. This is President Trump's speech about the freedom haulers policy that he's pushing. Let's listen to President Trump. I almost hit play without switching the screens.
Last year alone, illegal aliens with commercial driver's licenses caused at least 30 deaths and many, many very seriously injured. As president, I made it our official policy to enforce English language requirements for truck drivers and support American truckers on American roadways. We've already removed more than 24,000 non-English speakers from behind the wheel. We've also forced states to cancel more than 28,000.
You know, normies might hear the number 24,000, and because Trump is the one saying it, it doesn't register the scale. You have 24,000 people who are in the country who don't have English proficiency, essentially driving missiles, because those trucks are essentially like missiles. And they can't read the signs that are written in English. Is that who you want driving those massive trucks on the highway alongside you? But everyone says Trump is being racist for bringing this up.
Commercial driver's licenses unlawfully issued to illegal aliens. They were given illegally. As we get illegal aliens off the roads today, we're also taking action to replace these unqualified migrant truck drivers with highly qualified American veterans. Under our brand new Freedom Haulers, we call it Freedom Haulers initiative, any American who has driven a heavy truck for our military will automatically be eligible for a commercial driver's license.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it's good paying jobs.
Look, this is America first. Guys, I'm not American. I'm not. I do have an anchor baby, but I'm not American. But whenever you think of your own people, you think of the military, and you're making these provisions. This is amazing. I like this. Any thoughts about this?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, I know somebody probably saw my expression whenever he was speaking that was not on Trump. I just found out that apparently Eastern Spain has also got a massive wildfire as well.
Wow.
But for Trump, that is like something that should have been done decades ago. I mean, he just took back a facility that was supposed to be for veterans needing homes from the Democrats and gave it back to the veterans not too long ago. So this right here is only another step to him helping our soldiers coming back. They need work whenever they get out. A lot of these guys, whenever they get out, there's quite a large majority that whenever they get out, if they go and marry, they're coming out divorced because their wife was cheating on them or their husband was cheating on them, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they end up coming out with absolutely no money except for their paychecks that are coming in every month. But trying to find work, what most people don't understand is military career is not the same as civilian career. You can't be a military medic and go to a hospital and work.
Yeah.
You have combat medic or hospital medic. And combat does not transfer over to hospital at all. So yeah, this is a great opportunity and I actually looked at it beforehand, catching up on it because honestly, he just spoke about it today. So
yeah.
giving soldiers a 6-month reprieve for whenever they're getting out to start taking the courses, right? So that way, whenever they do get out, they can immediately go into the workforce. If you got out a year or two ago, you still have a chance to get into the fast lane to be able to get your license to become a truck driver.
Yeah.
And it shortens it from months of having to take the course, because of course, whenever you're in the military, you have to drive big rigs if you're especially an operator. So you've got the basics for civilian control, because again, it's under different guidelines. But yeah, it allows them to be able to go in, and it shaves it from months down to weeks for those guys, and allows them to get their license, get on the road, and start making a living.
Yeah. I want to read a couple of these comments in reaction to President Trump's statement. I said earlier that whenever people listen to President Trump speak, it's like all they see is red. All they see is red. They can't think straight. But let's start with this first comment from an account called Stromkula. It says, I have my disagreements with President Trump, but I'm grateful he is in control. Right now, I have no confidence in anyone else, including the House, Senate, and most of all, the Supreme Court, which has been catastrophic for the American people. They are all overpaid and useless. So this is one positive comment. Kimberly Steele says, amen. I've got nothing against immigrants unless they're Native American. All Americans were immigrants at some point. Settlers, not immigrants. There was no passport office. There was no path to migration. The land was untamed. You had the natives who didn't have a functional border patrol. Okay. So you, if you don't have a border patrol, you can't exactly call it immigration. So they were settlers.
Yeah, and it was the wildlands back then.
And it was wild.
Nothing.
Okay.
There was nothing.
So yeah, so let's call a spade a spade. Let's not try to, be funny. But if you're driving a massive truck, can't read or speak English very well, you're exposing yourself and others to danger. You might kill someone, you might lose your own life. Find a different job and get to work increasing your language fluency. It's important. Opportunities will open up for you. Veterans, hop on this. Chance to make money. Use that body you built. she's hot for a veteran. Yes. You built, hardened in the military. Make contacts with
she
other
wants
veterans.
The big buff guys walking out.
On the same road. Do it. Okay, Kimberly. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Then here's a Trump hater. Rania Salmi says, now, when in doubt, when you don't have an argument to make, attack the man's wife. His wife speaks English like a toddler. I hope he removed her from behind the wheel.
She speaks English, and she's not. Melania has basically kept to herself. She's only spoken out whenever it's something that she is passionate about, which that's supposed to be the first lady. She is supposed to be the emotional support wheel for the president. Yeah. And they always got to attack the first lady.
Look. The disingenuous argument isn't, oh, you're married to an immigrant. It's not that. If he wasn't married to an immigrant, he's racist. Oh, but you're married to an immigrant. Oh, your wife speaks English like a toddler. I hope you stopped her from driving. Rania, he's a billionaire. She doesn't have to drive. Let's double down on this stupidity. She doesn't need to drive. She has people doing it for her. Secondly, she speaks multiple languages. How many languages does Rania speak? She speaks multiple languages. She's currently negotiating the release of Ukrainian children from Russia. What's Rania doing? No, there's no fanfare. There's no photo ops. The most anyone heard of it was the letter she gave to Putin when he visited last year, talking about the Ukrainian children who were held, picked up, rescued, whatever the Russians say. She's trying to get them returned back to Ukraine. Oh no, DNN isn't going to cover it. The Democrat News Network, they're not going to cover it. They're going to, then they won't say a word of it. What was his face? I keep forgetting his name. And you know what? I think is a good thing. The Vanderbilt boy, that made his name crying about tragedies in the late 90s and early 2000s. What was it? What's his name? Jeez. Every time I want to talk about this guy, I blank on his name. It's happened several times, and I think it's a sign. I think it's a sign. Jeez. Anyway, let's move on.
I looked it up. The first lady could speak 6 languages: Slovenian, English, French, Serbian, Italian, and German. So, if she could speak that much, of course she's gonna have her accent, and the accents almost 100% of not 100%, about 90% of the time, never fluidly move over to English.
Yeah.
English is like one of the hardest languages in the world. I mean, we got words in here that's got like 3 or 4 different meanings, and it's the same word.
Yeah. So, yeah. So we have reactions, the usual TDS, and it is unfortunate that people don't see what Trump is trying to do. Is he perfect? No, he's not. He's not perfect. He's not going to say it right. He's not going to do it right. He's going to fumble once or twice or 3 times. But when everything he does is for the good of the people who elected him, he isn't the president. He's not the president of Ukraine. He's not the president of the world, even though most people would like for him to be the president of the world. He isn't. He is the president of the United States of America, and his job is to look out for the citizens of the United States and legal immigrants who are there to help build up the United States. So it's tiring to see this insanity, this stupidity just continuing to thrive online. And of course, keyboard warriors will be keyboard warriors. Hang on, who talked about Melania again? I saw Melania. Thank God that Melania wasn't one of those 24,000 non-English speakers who was behind the wheel. Okay? Look at these people. Look at these people. It's just stupid. Anywho, let's. I think we can basically wrap up the live stream at this point. I don't want to drag out the live stream. After the show is over, Hickox will have a chat on the Discord. Speaking of the Discord, guys, connect on the Discord. Okay, there are conversations that happen on the Discord you're missing out on. Like we jump into the voice calls and we're talking, and you haven't met Hickox's wife. I'm going to give her a shout out. Oh my God. Tony met her, and he's like, yes, this is the kind of woman a man should want. Okay. So we're getting to know each other. We're getting to meet our families. We're getting to hang out. Okay. So when we say come to the Discord, originally it was about making sure that we stay connected, but it's getting bigger than that. Okay. It's now more like, let's get to know each other. Let's connect. Let's get to understand what makes us tick. All right. Let's get to know what makes us tick. And I'd love to be able to have a voice call with the rest of y'all. Now, I'm just going to save it Hickox, you and I are going to continue. We're going to take this to the Discord. If you want to join us on the Discord, we're going to be there for a few minutes talking. There are a few things that we need to talk about and plan. But it's great to be able to hang out and talk about this. Guys, Gardening, Intergalactic Wrangler, Tony, and the Lurkers. Those of you on Kick and those of you watching on YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We're going to be back again tomorrow. Today is Thursday, so tomorrow we're going to be back again. I kind of like this 3 p.m. Eastern block. It kind of feels right, but let's see how it goes. And Intergalactic Wrangler was able to join today, so I assume we're getting warmer. We're getting warmer, and we'll be able to have some fun tomorrow with some of the news. We did have some laughs. I'm glad we had some laughs, irrespective of the fact that we're watching Europe destroy itself. You know, we're literally watching the destruction of Europe, and many of us are screaming, "Stop! Stop! Stop! What are you doing?" But they're telling us we're not compassionate enough. We don't want these people in our countries because we're evil. We're bigots. We don't understand how the white man caused their countries to implode because of colonization. Look, guys, some of these countries would never have known what electricity was if not for colonization. So you know, whenever you have these people make these arguments about colonization being bad, most of these countries wouldn't even have known what clothes were. Okay, some of them, not all, but some of them wouldn't have known what clothes were. But to be fair, okay, they wouldn't have known what electricity, what vehicles were. Some of them hadn't even invented the wheel. Okay, Africa, people were still carrying loads on their heads. They hadn't invented, like, the wheel existed, but you still had people carrying things on their heads. So colonization was a good thing. Okay, people like me would not be on the internet today because of Africa would have made sure that only the elite had access to the internet without colonization. So that is very important to know. So guys, we're going to be back again tomorrow. Sorry, I'm pontificating again, getting off my soapbox. But we're going to be back again tomorrow. I think we're going to do the 3 p.m. Eastern time slot. I hope you guys join us. Gardening, thank you for being in the chat. Intergalactic Wrangler and Tony and Hickox. Thank you for spicing up the show. And I want to apologize to the cows and the goats. We were laughing not at you. We were laughing with you. Okay, but I want to apologize to the cows and the goats that have been suffering or enjoying the cultural enrichment in the backsides of the northern Nigerian bushes or other parts of the world where these military-aged men with no women or children in sight are seen with the goats and the cows. So we want to apologize. We are sorry. We promise to be more sensitive to your feelings next time. All right, guys. Hickox, you want to say something before we say goodbye?
Absolutely. Anybody else that's an anime fan, this is Attack on Titans. The Titans have breached the walls, all right? We must build them back up.
I still haven't watched the final episode of Attack on Titan.
I have, but I mainly read. I had
the
ways
manga.
of getting around to be able to watch all of read all of the new chapters like immediately as soon as they came out.
All right. Let's take this conversation to the Discord. So guys, you're invited to the Discord. The link to the Discord is in the description of this video. Bye-bye, and we'll catch you on the next one tomorrow. Catch you. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.